you talking about? The plate is like this big.
Well, howdy, folks.
I'm on the wrong side. I
feel
literally
like-
just realized that
is
as I
that
was,
your bad
as I
side?
was having to look at the camera. I was like, Ches is always to my left, and I don't
know.
really know what to do.
Do you feel weaker?
I
Is
do.
I like your crutch on the left side?
I do, but we have a very important person here
Yeah,
today.
obviously.
So
If you guys don't know, this is Miss Cori Kennedy.
if you don't,
That
what
is
are you,
I.
what are you doing? Yeah. What are you doing?
I don't know. But for those of you who may not know, Cori, obviously you've won a Division II national championship, and then during your time there, you posted, I think, one of the most infamous viral videos since the little girl doing the whole Kendrick Lamar dance.
We're not even.
yeah, she was-
It's not even an exaggeration. I think that's fair.
Yeah.
I wonder what that girl's doing now, though.
Yeah.
Because I like where everyone's like, she is leading every stat in her team, and I don't doubt that at all.
Yeah.
No.
Where are you?
Where are you?
If you know
Reach
where
out to
that
us.
young lady is, please message us. Cori's going to do a battle Kendrick Lamar dance.
Nah, I'm not dancing.
Yeah, I made that up.
Luckily enough, I got TikTok, but you will never see me dancing on there. Ever. Won't do it.
I will say before we get into that Nick Torino wants a Go Tigers because of after Monday night.
Look, Nick was sending me videos of fans, LSU fans. I'm not really surprised. I did get that message, Nick. I didn't watch it. Even though I do feel like I'm wearing LSU colors right now.
Yeah, you are.
I mean, you're wearing. Where's the purple?
There's
though?
no purple.
So you're wearing an LSU
But the yellow,
color.
I have the gold.
You're
So
wearing
I'm
a
somewhat
color.
representing.
Halvesies.
And you know what, Nick? Go Tigers.
Oh.
Go Tigers. I would say
Yeah.
it. I like LSU.
Nick, you know this is bad news when we talk about LSU on here. Like, I don't know what you're doing to yourself, but
Yeah.
you know this is bad news.
And that's the extent of LSU talk. Just kidding.
That's it. You're done. For the whole season, that's all we're saying about LSU. Okay.
But we're really excited. We teased out last week that Cori would be here, and now she's here. She's going to be covering more softball with us on FloSoftball and talk about how excited you are to work with this awesome team here.
I'm super stoked. Yeah, no, I mean, a lot of people don't know I was a mass media major, so this is something that's kind of up my alley, and that I want to do stuff like this. So it's like, oh, this girl, she goes viral now. She's on FloSoftball. It's like, oh no, this is what I want to do. So I don't know. I'm really excited, and you guys will see me around more often.
Yeah, so let's actually take a look at that video that went viral, and we can talk a little bit after.
Hey there, kids and coaches. I'm back with another quick informational video about the game here. So I'm going to teach some quick hitting tips. First tip, first and foremost here,
this you and your
swing at
brother?
every pitch. Don't care where it is. We're here for a good time, not a long time.
Actually, no,
I'm going to show you a hitting technique I use here to intimidate the shit out of pitchers and kind of obligate them to throw the ball right down the pipe. So let's get to it. Here we go. So you're going to get nice and loaded in your stance, and then you're going to point your bat right at the pitcher. This is going to scare them right here. This isn't common, so they're not used to it. You're just going to be here, and you're going to get loaded up here, and we're going to... Right there, that's out of here in any stadium you want to play in. Guaranteed dinger. So, Cori Kennedy, nice knowing you.
That outro.
I know, right?
Talk a little bit about how that video happened and what kind of happened after it got released.
So I work at a batting cage facility, and I was closing one night on my lonesome, so that's when my creativity hit, I guess. So I actually filmed that video on my phone, my iPhone 6. I was just sitting on a bucket, and I filmed that, and I just sent it. It's actually recorded on Snapchat. So I sent it to my siblings. That was it, because that's ever really who it was intended for. And they were like, okay, cool. Great. So I had it on my camera roll, and then like 4 months later in April, I found it on my camera roll. I was like, oh, I want to show my friends. So I put it on my Instagram story, and then one of my friends was like, this needs to go on Twitter. So I was like, okay, bet. I put it on Twitter, set my phone down. I go watch a movie with my roommates, come back to my phone, and my phone is like glitching out hard because iPhone 6.
It's an iPhone 6.
Can't hang. And so I shut my notifications off, and then I went to bed. So at first I was like, oh, people like it, cool. Then when I watched the movie, I came back and I was like, what is happening? What's going on? So yeah, it was. I think I went to bed. It was at like 45,000 views, and then I came back and it was like over 1 million. And I was like, what's going on? Yeah, it was crazy. Unexpected. I did not plan for that to happen. So.
Well, I feel like you inspired a lot of young softball players because I've seen some videos of girls doing a.
Oh, they're my favorite.
Yeah,
Every
doing
time.
the whole sword thing in games, at
Yeah.
practice.
My favorite, this one girl, she did it in a game, which, by the way, not recommended. Don't do it. It's actually really hard to swing like that. I know some people do it for a drill, for like barrel flow, like bat flow or something, but whatever. I wouldn't do it in the game.
There's a disclaimer on this.
Yeah. Because some people are because
if it works, it works. If it doesn't,
if not,
your
if it's
fault.
not for you, it's not for you. But like if you're rocking them, I mean, do it. So this one girl on Twitter, she's pointing, and it's funny because even before she hits it, the team in the dugout's like already screaming. They're so hype, which is hilarious. So then she hits it, and it's like absolutely tatered. It's gone, and everyone's out of the dugout freaking out. It's so funny. That was my favorite one. But I do like when people recreate them.
And you started this.
I did.
Does
Yeah.
that give you a sense of pride and accomplishment?
I mean,
Like, did you call your mom and be like, Mom, look at what I started?
Well, my mom called me and she was like, "Oh my God, Cori, my friends at work that I work with in the cities, they're calling me. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. Their daughters love you." And I'm like, "Oh." So overnight, I kind of just went like softball icon, I guess. But
So your mom is proud of you.
yeah, my mom was like, "You need to make another video. Here's an idea." She was like pitching me ideas, and she was like, "If you need me in it, I'll be in it." And I'm like, "No, I don't. No disrespect, Mom, but
We made
I'm
a
good."
mistake. We made a mistake not having your mom on the show.
yeah.
Oh man, she's a chatty Cathy.
What's your mom's name?
Tamara.
Tammy, we need you in town next time.
Tammy, come on down.
And I understand she's a fan of Flow Wrestling too.
She is. So my family, diehard wrestling fans. So I'm one of 6 kids. So I got my older sister, and then I got a sister right below me. And I mean, they played sports, but they were never like into it.
Yeah.
So, and I played 3 sports growing up all the time. And then my 3 younger brothers, they all wrestle. And one of them is actually ranked #1 in the nation right now.
What?
So it
Flow
was.
wrestling, you got
Who's
this boy-
number
you got this
one?
kid.
Patrick
He's
is.
going to the Hawkeyes. Go Hawks. So anyway, in my household, like FloSoftball was not a thing. It was all like Flow Wrestling. Like, oh my gosh, there's wrestling on right now. Shut the house down, lock the doors. No one's leaving. We're watching Flow Wrestling on TV. That's it.
Yeah.
Even like down to every interview, it's like, hey, they got an interview. They're going live today. We got to watch that. And it's like, oh my god. So like FloSoftball, like, even like me having a softball game, it's like, oh, someone's got to take Cori to softball. We got wrestling. And the funniest thing is when I was in college, so it overlaps. So the college season starts in February. But high school wrestling goes through February, like halfway through. So my family, they didn't come to a single game until wrestling was done. And so all these other parents were like, this poor freshman, she has no parents. They're never gonna come. Oh my gosh. And then they're like, nope, we have wrestling. We will be there. Just wait till wrestling's done. So it would always be, because we would be at the spring games in Florida, and it would always be state wrestling ended. So then they're like, oh, okay. And then my mom would fly down the day after state wrestling and come watch some softball. So. But yeah, softball's always second in the Kennedy household. So
Well, we're working on making it #1.
onesies.
I don't
We
know.
did have to wait for wrestling to get out of the studio.
Yeah,
for
we
the-
did.
did.
We did.
So we did follow wrestling again in the studio, but nonetheless, we're here now.
So you got some positive feedback from that video, but like not all of it great. Can you talk about?
Yeah, there's always some sad people out there. But anyway, so as I'm looking at the notifications I'm going through, and I'm like looking at everyone, like someone would just like quote, like retweet it with a quote, and it'd just be like the laughing face, and I was like, oh, thank you, and I like in a comment, whatever. And then I'm going through, I'm reading literally all the notifications, and then someone's like, this girl's so stupid, I could strike her out in 3 pitches, or like, and they're like swearing at me, and I'm like, whoa, time out. So all of a sudden I'm like, is it bad? Is it a bad? Am I not funny anymore? What's going on? I don't know what's happening. And then I was like, you know what? Whatever. That's like just 1% of people out there, so they can kiss it, and I'm just gonna keep doing what I do. So
Yeah.
yep.
Do you think it's important to kind of put your creative ideas out there?
Yeah,
and,
I mean-
and not only that, it's like it was so refreshing too because it was something that was funny. We see all these instructional videos, like one after another.
There's some
and then-
diehard instruction videos.
Yeah,
too.
right. And then they're
Uh-huh.
going back and forth, and then we have something completely different.
Yeah.
How important do you think that is?
Important. I mean, if you don't share your ideas, no one's ever gonna see them anyway. So why not share them? If it flops, it flops. Whoop-de-doo. But yeah, no. I mean, all my videos, a lot of them are just off the top of the head improv, and it's like that's me. You're getting me on, whatever. But yeah. But I mean, if someone, I just end up blocking a lot of people, and some people are like, don't you feel bad if you block someone? I go, nope, I don't. I don't feel bad.
Yeah.
I mean, what are they gonna do? Message me on a blocked account? You can't do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, just.
I want to ask, what was the most vicious hater that you got on that video, or that you've ever got? I just kind of want to know.
A lot of them were like, they were like, this is the biggest Kent Murphy wannabe, and I'm like, okay. But by the way, I love Kent Murphy, so like, he was kind of like, it's kind of an inspo for the video because I watched all of them.
That's a compliment.
Yeah,
They gave you a
thank
compliment.
you.
I love Kent Murphy, yeah. So, because someone was like, oh my, like, I think some baseball account, they were like, Miss Murphy, and everyone's like, don't even compare her to him. Like, she is worthless. And then the guy's like, one guy messaged me, and he called me. He was like, you are the most self-centered, beep, to beep, beep, beep. And I'm
You
just
got a
like,
DM?
and I'm like, oh, he's mad.
He's mad.
I was like, oh, okay.
Wow.
But, yeah, so some of those, it's not even worth retweeting or anything, but it's always good.
Where does that even come from?
Yeah.
Right? Like, who gets that triggered by like
Yeah, like how
What's
dare she
what's
hit like
going on
this?
in your life for you
Yeah.
to be so
Like,
upset about
it's just-
this?
social media is, I find it fascinating. I love it and I hate it, and it's awesome.
Yeah.
It's a dumpster fire, specifically Twitter. But like, who gets that triggered
Not like you
to
can't.
send you like a DM?
Not
like,
a comment like, you know what, this is too far. I have to message her. She has to see this because this is out of line. This is out of control. So,
But I also think it's kind of a glimpse into how people are bullied online.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
we don't see it, but we know it's happening. And, like, I'm glad that you react to it positively, but for some young women or men, that may not be the case.
yeah. And, like, I feel like softball does get hated on a lot because it gets compared to baseball, even though they're, like, different in their own amazing ways. But even when, who was it? The one girl who had, like, the 21 strikeouts?
Yeah,
Yeah.
right,
And, like,
I
oh, my
know.
gosh, she got ripped apart by these dudes, all these
know.
couch coaches. I was like, let the girl live. Like, she just had a
Yeah,
perfect game.
awesome.
You
How
can't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then she just got lit up, and I'm like, that's just not cool. So, like, when I made that one video talking about how men comment like that on the internet, they didn't like that. Yeah, they got really
How dare
upset.
you speak
But
out.
and my mom, she's like, Cori, you're gonna make people mad, and I go, I know. She goes, I just don't know. I mean, it was kind of risky because she called me. She was like trying to be really passive aggressive. She was like, that was kind of risky. And I'm like, yeah.
you know what? One
Oh,
dude
Tammy.
won't get mad. My boy Nestor.
Oh,
Hey,
we
boo,
love Nestor.
I see you. He gave me a little shout out. He won't get mad. I bet you he's a Corey Kennedy fan.
Sounds like a good guy.
Yeah, I bet Nestor's down. I don't know. I just wish it would. It doesn't need to be taken all that seriously. It's
No,
like,
yeah.
Allie and I were talking the other day about I think it was it last year or was it the year before? Posted the video of Aubrey,
Yeah, it was
7-year-old with like
last
this
year.
amazing swing at 7 years old, and there are couch coaches just like critiquing the hell out of her, and it's like,
One, she's 7.
yeah,
Like, she's 7.
nobody was doing this at 7 years old.
And she's 7 and probably swinging better than you are.
yeah,
So,
I mean,
like,
just like,
I was like, oh my God, some people.
how about lifting people up?
Yeah, like, how about, like, oh, that's really cool. Instead, she could work on this stuff. It's like, well, yeah, she's only 7, so.
She's got a lot.
Yeah.
She's got
Yeah.
a ways to go. This is a good start. We're just saying this is a great start for a 7-year-old. And she doesn't need that kind of feedback at 7, like, because what if she hops on there? Would you want your daughter to be reading those, like, dumbass comments?
No, and especially when that's something like, to have a swing like that at 7 years old, that's so badass. It's so awesome.
Yeah.
But, and then for people, gosh,
Yeah,
you
woof.
love and hate the internet. People just take everything too seriously.
Does your mom get upset when you get hate comments?
Sometimes and some of the bad ones, she would screenshot them. She was like, she thinks, like, for a while, she was thinking I knew all these people before it, like, went really big. So she was like, oh my gosh, do you know this guy? Look what he said. And I'm like, no, I don't know Craig. I don't know him. I'm sorry. Or, like, one guy, his username was Plate Blocker, but it was like PL8, and then, like, Blocker was like BLKR. And I was
Original.
like, oh, wow, this is really cool. Like, he's probably a really cool guy.
Yeah.
He might have been, but he wasn't very nice. But or like everything, even in my video where I was doing like softball stereotypes and I'd put eye black on and I like smeared it on
Yeah.
my face. One guy was like, she does not realize blackface is not okay. And I was like, well, I made sure. And like, I even made sure not to like put it everywhere because I was like, I know like that people don't want that. So I'm like, I'm just going to do this. And someone's like, how dare she? And I'm like, I'm going to go home. Whatever. I don't know what to do.
Close this
Yeah.
down. Close up shop for the day. We're heading out.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you're still doing what you're doing because it's important, I think, especially when representing the different personalities in our sport. It's like we're not all the same.
No.
And some of us are funny. i.e. you. And, there's enough serious people out there for the sport.
Yeah, there are enough.
But let's talk a little bit about your D2 experience. Cori, you played D2. Sarah, you played D2. And that kind of D1 or bust mentality and some of the misconceptions that come with that. And what are some of the benefits of playing Division II?
So I loved my experience. I think I couldn't have asked for better. We won the national title my sophomore year, and it was like everything I've ever dreamed of. And I still like that's a feeling I still chase of like the moment of winning that, and like with the team, and like just how bittersweet it is with like those teammates that you love, your family. Like I couldn't have asked for a better group or like coaches. And the really cool thing is like, yeah, we're a D2 school, but a lot of D2 schools in Minnesota, like all the sports are D2, but like hockey's D1, state of hockey, right? So we got to use all D1 facilities, which was really nice. And you still play amazing competition. It's not like, oh my God, we're going dumpster diving playing D2. It's not like that. Because, example, my pitcher in college, she actually went pro. So what do you got to say about that? So
She good.
yeah, she's so good. But yeah, no, I loved it. And like a lot of it is like you can't play softball forever. So if you like the school, you have to live there. You have to like your education, your coaches. Otherwise, if you go D1 and like you're absolutely miserable, like why was it worth it? So that's my 2 cents.
Yeah, I didn't win a national title. We didn't win a lot.
You're winning at life, though, Sarah.
You know what? I'm doing okay. I'm sitting next to you. Mm-hmm. Corey Kennedy's right here with me.
What?
Got internet royalty. Allie's back there.
Yeah, I'm just back here.
But no, I think some people want to have the D1 experience, and even if they don't play a lot, they're okay being a small fish, a big fish. A small fish.
You're okay being a fish.
You're okay being
If you're a fish, we're all
Fish are
fishes.
Finding Nemo.
It doesn't matter what sea you're in.
Some people are fine being a
Just keep
small
swimming.
Yeah, exactly.
So that was a good one.
swimming. That was great.
Inspirational quote.
That was awesome. There you go. I don't have anything else to say, really. I don't think there's anything that I can add to that. No, some people are fine being a small fish in a big pond, and that's the experience they want. They want to be at a D1. That's awesome. If you want to go to a D2 and potentially get more playing time and right, like what you said, coaches, location, education, like all those go into factor. And then of course scholarships, like can you get money at a D2 school that you couldn't have gotten at a D1 school? Like what's your financial situation? All of it is good.
And D3. We didn't
And
say
D3
that, but, yeah.
and JUCO
Yep.
and NAIA. Like if you want to play college softball and you find a conference, division, league, whatever that fits, it's all good. You just got to figure out the experience that you want. D2 experience is not inherently worse than the D1 experience. It could be better. You could win a national championship.
Preach.
And be on FloSoftball.
And be on softball.
Yeah. And then you were telling me about a pitcher that you guys had who.
So
go
yeah.
ahead.
So she didn't get a lot of playing time at our school, and she was very smart, and like she was like, oh my God, I got like a B+. I'm horrible. I can't do that in my major. And I'm like B+. Oh,
What was her major?
it was like, I don't know, something like biomed or something like that. So something I went to. But anyway, she was really struggling, especially when you're in season. You're on the road like crazy. So like they suggest you take a lot of online classes so you can like do it on the bus and all that stuff. But hers, she couldn't do it. So like she was having a hard time missing some classes, and like she went down to B+, which she made sound like the end of the world. But I was like, that's okay. 2 types of people out here. But but yeah, so she ended up transferring schools from a D2 to a D3 in the same town, and she loved it there because when you go play college, with compliance rules, your coaches can only be with you so many hours a week. So like D1 and D2, they get a lot of hours with you, and like in the fall they're cut back, but in season like you get so many hours. But in at D3 schools, like I don't know what the certain amount of hours is, but it's not a lot. So like a lot of those best programs, like they're good because they go in as a team with their captains without their coaches, and they grind it out. So that's why a lot of those teams are at the top, because their coaches can't work with them just because of NCAA rules. So she's like, I have more time now, I get to do school. So she actually got like the best scenario possible. When she went to the other school, she was the only one at that school with her major. So every class was a one-on-one with her. And then she's like, and I still get to play softball. So like, how bittersweet is that? That's like perfect.
It just sounds sweet.
So
It's a win-win.
sweet.
Yeah, I don't know if I see the bitter part.
Love you, Bria.
Hi, Bria.
Hi, Bria.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. And thanks for shedding light on, you know, other experiences. It's, you know, it's hard to find, whether it's like on a video or information on what that experience is like. And that's something like we're so excited to have you on, is to be able to share with the community how awesome it is. You know, I got the chance to go to the spring games last year, and to see how much fun it is for those teams to have their houses. They're making meals together. They're sharing the week together. How important is having that kind of, I would say, bonding time throughout that week at the spring games, and what does that do for the team?
I mean, it's so fun because you always hear that quote where it's like, it's not about the wins and losses, it's about the relationships. It really is, though. So, like, when you see your mom on Facebook, like, oh my God, this is so bittersweet, I'm going to share it. She's right. So, and every mom's going to be like, Cori said I was right. But yeah, no, it really is. Because even when I look back on, like, the year we won it, I don't remember a lot of the games, like the big ones I do, but even like I don't even remember some of the games at the World Series. It was just like that group of girls, like the camaraderie was so awesome, and they're still like they're my ride or dies for life. Like I still talk to them, like they're still my besties. They're my fan bam. So yeah, that's what it's about.
Yeah, amazing. Well, we hope to hear more stories about those different teams and coaches, and see it covered like it's never been covered before.
I'm all for it. You guys are gonna
ready?
have some stuff, yeah.
For some TikTok videos. I still don't know what it is. I don't.
It's
Well,
good.
Yeah.
Cori helped me, like, she convinced me last night, basically, to download it. So I downloaded it.
You hadn't even
and-
had it downloaded?
Huh? I didn't
Really?
have it. Yeah, I didn't have it downloaded.
Okay.
I was like, I don't know. For me, it was just like another social media platform, and I was like, I don't know if I want to like do this. And honestly, I stayed up really late watching TikToks.
I think the misconception with TikTok is like everyone's like, oh, everyone's dancing. They're all like, ooh, they're all doing their dance moves and whatever. But there's so much comedy on there, and it's so funny. Like when I go, like you have your For You page, is like your suggested stuff. I don't see much dancing stuff because I always favorite the funny stuff, and like it's like Vine reborn again, but with a
Okay.
lot of dancing on there. But
Vine
it's not all
2.0.
about
It's
Vine
Vine
2.0.
with music. I've explained this
music,
to
yeah.
you. I've
Music.
explained this to you. We've had this discussion.
So I have to download something again.
Well,
I feel like you're dating yourself right now.
Before downloading it, I would just see TikToks like pop up on Twitter. So like that's how I knew like what TikTok was and like kind of got the gist of it. I was just like, I don't know, I was very hardcore of like not downloading it.
You know what? This week, everybody, I will look at least 2 videos.
I'm gonna send you 2 videos because I'm
Okay.
gonna put you on the right
Okay.
thing. Because
Yeah.
she's gonna get on there and it's gonna be someone just like
Yeah.
the really cringeworthy.
I don't want that.
It's gonna be like that meme where it's like where the mouse walks in the door. It's like enters TikTok and then it goes leaves TikTok.
And if I do like it, I'm excited for the videos that are going to come out this year. Because last year we've seen some pretty good videos, but I'm looking for some creativity this 2020.
You putting a
y'all.
call out?
Yeah, I'm putting a call out to
You heard it
the
here.
players out there putting together these videos, looking for some high quality, super funny, and maybe you'll see it on FloSoftball. That's all I'm saying.
Step your TikTok game up, folks. Although we did put a call out for fedoras last week, and nobody.
Yeah, we checked the mail and they weren't there.
Nobody sent me a fedora.
What's up with that, you guys?
So maybe they'll respond more to your TikTok.
Answer the call.
Fedora. I don't
have
even
2
know where I
calls
go to
now.
buy one. Where can you buy one?
You can buy anything on Amazon.
Oh,
Yeah,
that is true.
Amazon.
Yeah.
Amazon's the place to get.
Yeah.
Who goes somewhere to shop anymore?
I like to.
Who does that?
I like to, especially for clothes.
How do
like,
you do that like in the winter in Minnesota?
You do.
I do.
Like,
You
I went to the
skate there.
mall.
You
I went to
skate
the mall
there.
the other day,
should
and I
skate there.
drove home. I drove home, and it wasn't really snowing, but it was windy, which is bad news in Minnesota because then it kicks up all the snow and you're in a whiteout. So I went home. Usually takes me, I don't know. Usually takes me like 25 minutes, half hour to get home. Took me like an hour because I drove 35 the whole way because you can't see.
Nice.
You can't see
And this was from the mall.
from the mall to my house. Yes.
So this upcoming season, are there any D2 teams that are on your radar that you feel like we should really be paying attention to?
Here's the thing. It's really tough with D2. So, I mean, if you you can probably name off some teams. You're probably going to name off at least like 5 of the 8 for D1 that are going to be in the World Series because you have all those powerhouses, right? As far as D2, I mean, it can be anyone's year, any year, and that's just the way it always is. I mean, you never know which. That's what I like about it. It's like it's up for grabs any year. That's
Why
that's
do you
what
think
I
that
love.
is?
I don't know. I don't know why that is. I feel like a lot of teams, I don't know. I feel like when it's towards their junior, senior year, and they're all, because I mean the group. So I'll say that when the group we won it, it was a group of 5 seniors, and they had a really, really bad season before I came in. It wasn't even like bad softball wise. It was just drama. I mean, a lot of bad attitudes around there, and when those people left, because I remember, so my freshman year, here's my experience. My freshman year, me and one other recruit, we came in, and it was the day before practice, and we had like a team messaging app, and all of a sudden, it was like, so-and-so has quit, so-and-so has quit, so-and-so has quit, and someone's like, we need to have a team meeting, and the other freshmen and I were like, what's going on? We had no idea. And so we were supposed to have what our coaches call D-Day, which is like, you do all these like minute-to-win-it games on the field and stuff, and it's like a fun first practice. It was Coach Meyer was like, D-Day's canceled, come to the field. And so me and the other freshmen were like, we have no idea what's going on. We don't know anybody. And so we're all sitting there, and Coach Meyer puts this bucket down. She's like, phones in the bucket. And we go, okay. We put them in there. And then so it was kind of like one of like, I mean, you're a family. I mean, so everyone's family, it's not perfect, right? I mean, you have your ups and downs, you fight, whatever. It's the same way when you go to college. Like, you're bound to have a little bit of drama when you have a group of 22 girls together. Like,
Amen.
yeah, people need to realize that. It's like, oh my gosh, my teammate, I argued with my teammate. Yeah, they're your family. You go talk to them, you talk it out, and you get over it. Life goes on, whatever. And yeah, so then once they had that moment, then it was all up from there. And then like that group of seniors, they were seniors my sophomore year, and that's the year they did it, and they were like just a really dedicated group. And I feel like when you finally have that group that they get it, they know, they understand it, and they step up and they hold everyone accountable, everyone just like da-da-da, everyone just follows. You all do it together. And we had a really awesome group of amazing leaders. So I feel like that's why you never know whose year it is, because it's like that group of people that decide, you know, we're in it, we're doing it, we're grinding it out, like we're all together. They like rise up, and it's like, oh, then that's them this year, and then someone else is rising up over here because they had the ups and downs. So.
Yeah.
Whereas, I mean, at D1 schools, sometimes they're like top recruits, like they're probably going to the powerhouses, right? Whereas D2, you kind of you go where you like it, wherever the scholarship brings you. I mean, whatever. So.
Very cool. Well, we're excited to see like a ton of top 25 D2 and D3 teams at the spring games. It's going to be nuts. The matchups are insane. And Cori's going to be bringing you guys all the juice on the spring games. But what we got coming up for events, we've got the JUCO Kickoff Classic at the end of this month, the Puerto Vallarta College Challenge. You'll see me out there hanging in Mexico.
Not a bad spot to be.
No big deal.
Yeah, that's
not a
just
bad
tough.
life.
That's tough.
I know.
Because
There's
I go
like
back to Minnesota.
Oklahoma is going to be there, and like Texas is going to be there.
You had to throw in Texas, didn't
Oregon, Ole Miss.
you? You want to throw up your horns? Is that gonna make you feel better? Yeah, the girl.
We were the Mavericks. We always horns up too.
Okay, so
Oh, my
we're like
God, look at that.
sisters.
Horn sister.
I mean, I worked for UT for a little bit,
Yeah.
but then I also graduated from A&M.
Gigamags.
Boo.
I don't care. I'm from Pennsylvania. I don't care. Doesn't matter.
After Puerto Vallarta, we'll start up the spring games. Cori will be headed out to Florida to have some fun in the sun.
Come say hi to me if you're at the spring games.
Right? And we've got the Marionette Collegiate Classic, where we're going to see UCLA, Florida, Washington, Oklahoma. The USA team is going to be out there. It's going to be a lot of fun.
It's
You
gonna
know,
be
we're
so
not
much
going
fun.
to terrible places.
So much fun.
Yeah.
It could. Oh yeah, it could be much worse.
Oh, yeah.
Could be much worse.
Awesome. Well, thanks for joining us, you guys. We will see you next week. We'll dive deeper into the preseason rankings and some of the players and teams you should be watching. So stay tuned.
Stay salty.
That's a Rapski.